Let's keep calm and mother on. Mothering is way too important to do alone and way too serious to be serious all the time. My name is Christy Thomas, and I am here shoulder to shoulder with you, mothering and enjoying life together. This is the podcast where you can focus on being mindful and taking a deep breath with me and learning new things so you can pause and savor the amazing life you already have. I just finished a podcast episode on digital wellness, and that's going to come out in a couple of weeks. But while I'm on the, afterglow of doing interviews, because I love doing interviews, I want to talk about a topic that Susan asked me. So this episode is being recorded after I chatted with Susan Errico, and she asked me why I'm passionate about play, like what started it. And while I've always enjoyed early childhood, and while I've been always curious about kids, right? I've worked with kids since I could get my first job. I was a babysitter and a mother's helper. But that's not what made me curious about play. What really made me curious about play and to see the ultimate value of it is back in 2009, my husband went on a deployment with the USS Miami submarine. And that submarine did a great deployment. They had an awesome time, but they did such a great deployment that the Navy needed them longer. So when homecoming came, it was canceled initially. And it's a submarine, so there's not great communication. We don't get emails the way that other people get emails. And this is 2009. There's just a lot of waiting and pausing. My kids were just 1 year old and just turning 3. And when you're gone for 9 months, you're coming back to completely different kids. And he was gone for almost 9 months. And play and pausing to really meet the kids that he had again is what allowed us to come together stronger as a family. Play allowed me to see that it was the glue that was going to help us bounce back together, right? Not talking to your spouse is stressful. When you have kids that get sick and need to go to the emergency room and have an allergic reaction to medicine, so many times each patrol and deployment, something challenges me as a mom, and I wish I could just have my spouse there. But when he gets home, I have to meet him. I choose to meet him with my hands open and my heart soft, so we can connect again. And as a family, the best way we found to connect is through play. Wow, that was super rambly, but I hope that you've stuck with me. Play is the glue of connection. And I don't say that lightly. My husband has been gone, I'd say half of some of my kids' lives with how long he's been on submarines. And in that time, being able to play and to meet our kids where they are with their playing and to stretch our kids to try new things is how we've been able to bounce back through the challenges of not being able to talk to each other, to not be able to see each other, to not be able to send a text message to each other or hear a voice. We've done things like record videos and pre-write cards, and those things help. But in those initial get to know you again moments, going on walks, doing scavenger hunts, playing with Play-Doh, playing Mario Kart, playing dress up in dollhouse, karaoke, those are the things that help us let down our guards and get to know each other again. That's why I believe in play. I think play helps our souls feel safe. Just like I know that scientifically, we know that hugs that are longer than 30 seconds help you feel safe, help you not to feel chased by a saber-toothed tiger. I think letting your guard down and connecting one-on-one through play, putting the digital devices away and just being present with the people you're with, that's what's going to help you feel like home. That no matter how long you've been apart, that's what I've found. I suggest being able to stop, drop, and play, and using self-care as ways to practice play. And that's because I've seen it work in my family, and I want to offer you that rope. And maybe your spouse doesn't travel like mine does. They don't go deployed and you can't talk to them for weeks and months at a time. Play will have even a faster impact of helping you feel connected and strong as a family. Your play will work even better as a glue than the play that my family experiences. Because while distance does make the heart grow fonder, right? That's the phrase. It also creates gaps and valleys of knowing each other. When your kid suddenly goes by a different nickname, or they have different foods, or their favorite animal isn't the same, it's really easy to not feel like you know that person anymore and to love them and to not make assumptions about them. So that's why I'm passionate about play. I want to help you create opportunities in your day so that the people in your house don't feel lonely. So you can meet your kids where they are, so they can feel loved and seen and soothed and safe and secure. And those 4 S's are from a book, The Yes Brain. Why play? Because play is the glue. Sometimes when we're having a hard day, we just say, will you go for a walk with me? Will you give me a hug? We don't always have the right words to do it, but we know we need human connection in real life. And play is that human connection. And maybe you're hearing this and saying, I don't know how to play with kids that are X years old. Because some of us are better at different ages than others. Some of us rock the infant year. Some of us rock preschool or toddler, teenagers, young adults. Maybe your kid is 40 and you're really good at connecting with them. Fantastic. But guess what? If you're not good at connecting through play, that's okay. Remember, this is about progress, not perfection. You are just 5 minutes away from having a closer relationship if you can just figure out a way to go shoulder to shoulder and play with them. That 5 minutes is going to pass anyway. So if you have 5 minutes that you can find that you're not sure what to do because you'd rather watch Netflix or you're exhausted, consider 5 minutes of play to work on having that closer relationship with your child. I can think of how special it would make me feel if some key people in my life said, hey, I've got 5 minutes and I want to spend it just with you. Maybe it's just sitting across the room and being in their space and sending memes. Whatever it is, think about how you can meet your kid where they are. That's where play starts. Do you remember making a friend on the playground the first time? You would just go up to them and say, hey, do you want to play with me? Right? Like, you're playing tag. Can I join in? That can work with our kids too. Can I join in? Will you teach me? Meet your kid for who they are and where they are today. I love play so much. It's so undervalued, and I don't want to sell it to you. I just want you to experience it. I want you to feel and have fun and enjoy this amazingly, radically optimistic thing you're doing called parenting, where it's way too serious to be serious all the time. So do something crazy, okay? I mean, crazy fun. But the thing is, sometimes we don't feel like we have enough energy to have fun because we're stretched so thin with all those adulthood chores, and we, border on the edge of burnout. And that's because you're not getting any alone time. So here's your self-care task. I would like you to figure out how to spend 5 minutes, 15 minutes alone. And here are the things that don't count. Showering doesn't count for this time. Exercise doesn't count for this time. Grocery shopping doesn't count for this time. Okay? I want you to figure out how to spend X amount of time alone doing something that's not a caretaking responsibility for someone else or for your own personal hygiene. Okay? If you need help with this, I am creating a community and I am trying to beta launch it here. And I would love to have you join in and ask me about it. So if you hear this and you're like, I don't know how to find that time, or if I have the time, I don't know what to do, I just feel it wandering Target, message me on Instagram. And I'll give you the golden ticket to the beta opportunity of my Calm Mom community. It's all about self-care anchors. Next, your family fun idea. I am picking this because of the weekend it is. From February 18th to the 21st, I believe, that is the Great Bird Count, National Bird Count. Let me pause and get this right. The 25th year of the Great Backyard Bird Count. Yeah, that is a mouthful. Okay, so if you go to birdcount.org, you can figure out that you just need to hang out with your family outside or by a window, and you can count for 15 minutes the number of birds you see or hear, and then you log it in together. So maybe you do it with each of your kids once for 15 minutes. Maybe you go to different parks. You just label where you were and what you saw. And if you don't know what you saw, they have help for that too. But being in nature and doing this sort of thing is what makes a Thomas a Thomas. So I just want to encourage you to do it too. Part of my family legacy, my story, right, is my grandparents meeting in a botany class in college. And so time outside together as a family is really important to me. So go enjoy this wonderful place we live called Earth. It's perfectly made for us to be outside. Okay. You are exactly the right mom for your kids. I am so thankful to know you, and I am so glad you're here. And I hope that this backstory about why play is important to me, because I saw my husband get to know my kids multiple times over and over and over again through just play. And I want you to experience that magic too. I'm still in the thick of it. I mean, I have a 15-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old. So I don't know how this parenting journey is turning out, but we're going to work towards progress, right? Not perfection. And each time we play, it's a deposit into the future relationship we want to have with our kids. Have a great day. Bye.